Here is one thing you should know before we begin. I share real stories for real people. Stories about grit, ambition, and the quiet battles nobody sees. If you are building something, chasing something, or trying to become something, these stories are for you. And if you want to support the journey, check out grizzlycollective1.com and use the code GIZZ10 for a little boost along the way. It was the end of November and the whole country felt frozen, like someone had paused the world. The rain had turned into that icy mist that clings to your clothes, and the sky sat heavy and dark over the rooftops. Most people were just trying to get through the week, but Tom was walking into the toughest morning he had faced in months. Work had dried up, bills were piling up. The pressure was stretching him thin, and he was starting to believe he was losing, but he still got up. Still put his boots on, still walked out the door. He was heading to a job interview in the city, a last-minute opportunity someone had mentioned to him in passing. He did not expect much, but it was something, a reason to try again. He caught the early train, the kind where everyone sits silent, half asleep, staring at their reflections in the dark window. Tom sat there thinking about everything he had been through this year, the setbacks, the doubts, the stress that never seemed to ease. He felt like he was holding himself together by willpower alone. When he got off the train, the weather was brutal. Freezing wind slicing down the high street, sheets of rain hitting sideways, the pavement shiny like glass. As he crossed the road, he spotted something ahead. A car stuck at the lights, engine dead, hazard lights blinking, steam rising from the bonnet. Behind it, an older man was struggling to push it out of the lane. Cars beeped, people walked past, nobody helping. Tom did not even think. He jogged over, shoved his shoulder against the boot, and pushed with everything he had. The man looked shocked but grateful. Together they rolled the car to safety under a bus stop roof. The old man shook his hand and said, "Thank you, son, you have just saved my morning." Tom smiled, shrugged it off, and carried on running toward the interview, his coat drenched, his shoes soaked. By the time he arrived, he looked like he had been dragged through a river, but the receptionist just laughed and handed him a towel. The manager came out, saw the state of him, and asked if everything was all right. Tom explained what happened, and the man raised his eyebrows, then said something Tom did not expect. "If you help strangers in the middle of a storm, you will definitely show up for the people you work with. Sit down, let's talk." The interview turned into a conversation, and the conversation turned into an offer. Right there on the spot. A full-time position, decent pay, solid hours, a fresh start at the exact moment he needed one most. It was the first proper win he had felt in months. Walking back to the station, the rain had stopped, the clouds were clearing, and even though the city was still grey, Tom felt lighter, like someone had finally lifted the weight off his shoulders. When he got home, he sat on the edge of his bed and realized something. Proud moments do not always come when life is perfect. Sometimes they show up in the middle of stressed-out cold mornings and chaos. Sometimes the strongest victories are the ones nobody will ever see except you. And that is what makes them powerful. If you enjoyed this story and want more tales of grit, hustle, and real-life wins, you know where to find me. Check out grizzlycollective1.com for artwork and gear built for people who keep pushing, and use GIZZ10 for a small thank you for being part of the journey. Stay sharp, stay moving, and remember this: tough times do not last. Tough people do.